Coordinator, beautiful judges at the back, Toastmasters, and friends. A very warm good evening to you all. I want to ask one question. Who invented the light bulb? Yes, in fact he did. He has failed 1,000 times to create the light bulb. And when asked about it, he said, I have not failed 1,000 times to create the light bulb, but I have succeeded 1,000 times in knowing 1,000 ways not for it to work. Youth leaders, I want to share with you a recent event that has controlled my life lately. And it starts with my routine of breaking the rules at school. But this time, I went a bit over the limits. You see, I accidentally took the fire extinguisher. I accidentally used it in class. And it was accidentally hilarious. But none of the teachers thought it was funny. So there I was, standing in the director's room, waiting for my sentence. And after I took a sentence of 2 days of suspension, I was furious. I was angry. In fact, I was so angry that I went straight to the washroom and took all my anger on the mirror. It felt a lot better. But it wasn't the right thing to do when the owner is right there. So, hands down, I doubled my suspension. Now it became 4 days of suspension. What could I do? Nothing. So, on my way home, I was very scared because I knew my mom and dad were waiting at home for me with a surprise called Punches and Kicks. Ever heard of it? So I turned my way around and went to my grandma's house and told her about my beautiful day. She told me, if you believe that the sun has risen, not only because you can see it, but because by it you can see everything around you, then your hope is that sun. So I was all fired up. The words came straight to my heart, and I went home and told my mom and dad about the lesson I've learned. But they didn't get the point. They put me straight in my room, and that is where hope came in handy, because that is all you got. Fellow youth leaders, it only took a couple of minutes before they came back in and asked me again about what my grandma told me. I told them, if you believe that the sun has risen, not only because you can see it, but because by it you can see everything around you, then your hope is that sun. After 2 days of my punishment, my mom and dad came in. They forgave me about what I did, and I went to school. But this time, I had a new beginning. I was more disciplined. I was a different person. Fellow youth leaders, hope is always all you got when you have nothing. Hope is a plan you can always fall back on. Although not all of us are Thomas Edisons, but we all have the same and equal amount of hope in us. Youth leaders, I know that you have faced difficult problems lately, and you don't have anyone to support you. But that's okay, because hope is always there. Hope is only a spark that can light up a whole world. It can light up a whole generation. It can light up all the light around us like Thomas Edison did. Thomas Edison was one of the greatest people, and because of his hope, he has mastered to let us see everything around us. Hope is always, tomorrow is always hoping that you have learned something from yesterday and learn from your mistakes, because these are one of the most valuable opportunities you have in order to fixing your future. The future lies between your and only your hand, youth leaders. So I commit myself as a hoping person for the future of my generation and the future generations. Will you too, youth leaders?
Yes.
Will you?
Yes.
Over to you.